want to talk about this new OSP pistol from Springfield Armory. This is an XDM OSP-V. This is the Venom equipped model, the Vortex Venom. Now, a lot of people have been putting a lot of different optical sights on top of slides for a long time. Of course, back in the days when even I was competing in the 90s, we had usually mounts that would come off of the frame of the gun and come up and over the slide so the slide could move freely under it. Now, of course, today there are more modern optics that are much more rugged and more able to handle the punishment of being mounted directly to that slide as it moves back and forth during normal cycling. And the Vortex Venom is one of those. And it's no surprise that Springfield has decided to partner up with Vortex and go ahead and ship guns mounted with this optic directly. Now, when we take a quick look at the OSP in the first place, what's going to happen when you get one of these OSP kits, you're going to get a lot of different mounting brackets, including a quick release mounting bracket that will accommodate a lot of different types of optics. The particular OSP-V kit obviously is also going to come with an adjustment tool specifically for the Venom model. Now, if you haven't used an optic on a pistol or you haven't used one in a long time, it might be something you want to check out. There's a lot of different reasons that are given for wanting an optic on your pistol. Now, obviously, it's going to enhance your ability to be accurate, especially at longer distances or on smaller targets. When we talk about defensive shooting, of course, that's most of what we talk about here at Personal Defense Network. And when it comes to defensive shooting, the ability to focus on your target, keep both eyes open, drive your gun out, kinesthetically align your shot, press it into the chest somewhere, that's not going to be doubted. But that shot went a little bit high. Why'd it go a little bit high? Because I was looking around for that dot. And that's one of the big problems we see. If I don't look for that dot, if I just keep both eyes open, drive out and do what I normally do, I'm going to be down there into that box. In that box is where I train to shoot, and at this distance, I don't have to worry about the sights or an optic. However, if I want a higher level precision shot, what I want to do is look for that dot, and once I find it, I want to be able to superimpose that directly over the thing that I want to shoot without having to worry about aligning a front and a rear sight. And that's really the difference. When we talk about normally, traditionally sighted fire, we're going to be taking the rear sight and the front sight and lining them up. I refer to that all the time as sight alignment, obviously, right? Our sight alignment. Then we want to get sight picture. Now, sight picture is going to be taking that alignment and superimposing it over the target. With an optical sight, we don't have to do three things. We just have to do two things in terms of our alignment. So we drive out, I'm going to look for that dot, I'm going to then slowly smoothly press, and I'm going to be up there in the head where I want to be. If I look at the one, I'm going to put the dot right over the one, and again, I'm going to be there. Of course, with defensive shooting, normally I would just look at the target, drive the gun out at this distance and take that shot, 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 and be somewhere in that high center chest area, and that's going to be good enough. That's what we want. But if we think about using the optic itself, now that the optic is on, what does having this red dot sight essentially allow me to do? Well, if you think about normal sighted fire, normally I'm trying to get sight alignment, which is make sure that the relationship between the rear sight and the front sight is appropriate, and then superimpose that over a third thing, the target I'm actually trying to hit. With the red dot, this allows me to keep my eyes focused just on two things. I don't have to worry about trying to align three things, the front, rear sight, and the target. I only have to align the red dot over the target itself, and by focusing on the target, I actually see the dot show up exactly where I want it to be. So I can look at the one, I can look at the three, and I get that dot, put it over it, and I can very quickly and easily fire that shot. Now, obviously, if you're going to look at this, you're going to say, wow, well, if that's so much easier, why wouldn't everyone go to an optical sight? Well, obviously, optical sights are also going to have some disadvantages. Right now, I have good flat light. I have high contrast. It's a relatively evenly lit day. It's not super crazy bright. I don't have a lot of reflections from light. I don't have to worry about any rain, although we might get some later, hitting this and causing any diffraction or disorientation or some cloudiness inside of the lens. I haven't been carrying this around in a carry holster where a lot of dust or dirt or lint may have built up as this forms like a tray. Obviously, this gun's going to be more expensive. Now, what Springfield has done here is Springfield has answered a lot of the requests that have come from the average shooter when it comes to, I want a versatile gun that I can rely on to defend myself or others that also is going to accept a red dot. Now, this may be for competition, it may be for target shooting, or possibly even for home or personal defense, or even duty use. I want you to think about whether or not you think the red dot and the advantages that it clearly offers in terms of being a little bit faster on those higher level precision shots, and probably even the capability of being more precise than you can be with traditional defensive iron sights on a gun, and decide if that cost and if the learning curve is worth it to you, that you definitely consider this Springfield XDM 9mm OSP with the Vortex Venom. It's going to be a great choice if this is the route you decide to go with your defensive firearm.